Beyond those outposts of England there was, he knew, a family party waiting to greet him. But he had scarcely left his cabin and set foot on the planks above when a North Sea fog came on and wrapped sky, sea, and the faint edges of the rising land in thick white wrappings, which increased in density with every succeeding moment. A bell tinkled somewhere below him. The steamer's speed slackened. A mournful hoot sounded from the siren, to be repeated regularly and monotonously. And another early riser, a man with whom Martineau had had some interesting conversation the night before, and who had just come on deck, turned on him with an expression of vexation. "Awful nuisance," he exclaimed. "I know these Humber fogs. They last. This'll make us late in getting into Hull, and if we're 1 hour late in Hull, I shall miss a train for York. And if I don't get a train to York at a certain time, I shall be 3 or 4 hours late in getting to Glasgow, and that will be a bigger nuisance than ever." "I'm afraid it's one of those things that can't be helped," said Martineau, feeling that his remark was lame, but that there was nothing else to say. "And it may clear." "Doubtful," answered the other grumblingly. "I've been in this fix before. You crawl up the Humber. You're lucky if something bigger than yourself doesn't run you down, and you land in Hull in the afternoon instead of in the morning. However, what can't be cured, for you know the old proverb. Let's kill time by taking an early breakfast." Martineau went downstairs with his travelling companion and trifled away an hour over the breakfast table, chiefly in listening to his chance acquaintances' stories of Russia and Siberia, in which countries he appeared to have spent a good deal of his time. Martineau was interested in him, and all the more so because he found it difficult to place him. The man spoke excellent English, yet Martineau was doubtful if he was really an Englishman. At last he set him down as a cosmopolitan. He certainly seemed to have seen much of the world. As for the rest of him, he was a middle-aged, good-looking person, whose dark hair and beard were just beginning to be shot with grey, which near his temples shaded off into white, and in spite of his good looks, his smart clothes, his air of prosperity, he looked also as if at some time or other he had known hardship and privation. Perhaps, thought Martineau, who was still very young, he was some famous traveller. Certainly he knew the Siberian wilds, and in talking of them, he seemed to forget the sea fog, until suddenly, glancing upwards through an adjacent porthole, he gave an exclamation of relief. "Clearing," he said. "Capital. I may do it yet. Come on deck." The Yorkshire and Lincolnshire banks of the Humber lay open before them when they stepped into the open air, and there a few miles ahead lay the roofs of Hull and the square high tower of her great church. But the stranger groaned as he pulled out and glanced at the fine gold watch. "No," he exclaimed, "I shan't manage it. At least I shall just manage, I think, to catch that train to York by literally flying from the landing stage to the station. But I've half an hour's business in Hull, and I can't do that and catch that train, and the train must be caught." "I shall be staying in Hull for several hours, probably," remarked Martineau. "Can I do anything for you?" The stranger nodded as at a good suggestion. "Thank you. Very kind of you," he answered readily. "After all, it's nothing much, and it won't take half an hour, though I mention that time. It won't take 10 minutes, only I haven't got 10 minutes to spare, nor 10 seconds, I think. It's just to hand in a small packet at any post office to be registered, if you wouldn't mind doing that." "Certainly," assented Martineau. "No trouble at all." The stranger dived down into the inner regions of the steamer, and presently returned carrying a small package, neatly done up in stout blue wrapping paper. It measured some 4 inches in each direction. It was tightly corded and thickly sealed, and it was addressed to the Russian consul in a certain important industrial and commercial city in the Midlands. With it, the stranger brought an envelope which bore the same address. "That's all," he observed cheerily. "If you just hand that in, any post office, Take their receipt and enclose it in this envelope.